A huge upgrade hits the Xbox Series X and S consoles today. Xbox officially announces a new wireless headset, and one of the reasons Google Stadia shut down their own studios is because of Xbox. We have a lot here to talk about, so let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? It's Randall Thor19, the man with the million, back again with another video. I hope everyone's having a great day, and if you guys can do me a huge favor, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you guys for all the continued support. It means the world to me. Alright guys, so I just got done watching the Nintendo Direct, and considering Nintendo hasn't had a Direct like this in something like a year and a half, people were telling me, you have to watch this one. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff. So I sat down, I watched it, and my god was I bored out of my mind. You guys know I'm not the biggest Nintendo fan, but honestly, if PlayStation or Xbox showed off this Direct as one of their own press conferences, they would be laughed at non-stop for weeks. People would call it the worst show of all time, but it's Nintendo and everybody loves them, so they kind of get a pass. Anyways, that's all I'm going to talk about Nintendo in this video. We got a lot of topics to address. Microsoft officially announces a brand new Xbox wireless headset that will be available for $100 on March 16th. But the big news today was that Xbox finally unveiled a huge upgrade to the Xbox Series X and S consoles that doubles the frame rate of your game, called FPS Boost. And if you watched my video on Sunday, you knew exactly this was going to happen as I predicted it. But first, I wanted to briefly touch on Google Stadia and one of the reasons why they decided to close their internal studios, and apparently it's because of Xbox. So Kotaku released a very interesting article yesterday called "Stadia Leadership Praised Development Studios for Great Progress," just 1 week before laying them all off. And honestly, Stadia sort of shutting down its internal studios and Google not being 100% behind the initiative isn't surprising to anybody. We all predicted this would happen, and the only people that closed their eyes and stuck their head in the sands were the Google Stadia fanboys that for whatever reason was like, yeah, this is the one initiative that Google's really gonna stick with. The article goes on to say, in his Thursday question and answer with staff, and the he they were referring to is Phil Harrison, head of Google Stadia, he pointed out specifically to Microsoft's buying spree and planned acquisition of Bethesda software later this year as one of the factors that had made Google decide to close the book on original game development. Google's parent company, Alphabet, is nearly $1 trillion company and roughly on par with Microsoft when it comes to revenue and profit, according to a 2020 survey by Forbes. Now, of course, Xbox buying Bethesda isn't the main reason they shut down. It's just one of many different reasons. Obviously, the platform wasn't doing very well in the first place, and then Xbox, a company that Google is competing with in the streaming space, decides to spend $7.5 billion on acquiring exclusive content for their platform, and Google saw that and was like, nah fam, we good, Stadia's shut down. Anyways, I wanted to share that little tidbit because I find the idea of Google, $1 trillion company, backing out of gaming because Microsoft bought Bethesda, both hysterical and actually really sad. But I guess that's enough laughing at the misfortune of Stadia. Let's get into the big Xbox news today, which is a huge upgrade coming to Xbox Series X and S consoles today called FPS Boost, which will take Xbox One titles that were locked at 30 frames and bump them up to 60, and in some cases quadruple them from 30 to 120 frames. This post on Xbox Wire explains all the details, and it starts out by saying, as we detailed in October, with the increased CPU, GPU, and memory from our new consoles, all of your existing games look and play better. With certain titles, we can make the experience even better, all with no work required by the developer and no update needed by the gamer. To that end, the backwards compatibility team has developed FPS Boost, which employs a variety of new methods for nearly doubling, and in a few instances quadrupling, the original frame rate on select titles. Higher, steadier frame rates make games visually smoother, resulting in more immersive gameplay. We partnered closely with developers to enhance the experience while maintaining the game's original intent. And while not applicable to all games, these new techniques can push game engines to render more quickly for a buttery smooth experience beyond what the original game might have delivered due to the capabilities of the hardware at that time. We're excited to announce the first assortment of backwards compatible titles that will support FPS Boost. Available beginning today are Far Cry 4, New Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, UFC 4, and Watch Dogs 2. We chose this initial collection of titles not only because they are popular among fans, but to highlight several different ways that FPS Boost can improve your experience. For example, new Super Lucky's Tale can now run up to 120 frames per second, and UFC delivers improved frame rate performance specifically on Xbox Series S and can now run at 60 FPS. This is just the beginning. We will announce and release more titles featuring FPS Boost soon, as well roll out new menu icons and system settings in an upcoming system update. Starting this spring, you can go into the Manage Games section for any title where you will be presented with a new Compatibility options button that will allow you to toggle FPS Boost as well as Auto HDR on or off. There will also be a new indicator informing you when a game is running with FPS Boost whenever you hit the Xbox button on your controller. You decide how you want to play your favorite games, whether it's in its original form or with FPS Boost. Now, I find this technology and the way that Microsoft is approaching backwards compatibility, but not only making sure that every game that you've bought in previous generations essentially works and carries forward with you on the Series X and S, but is going to be better in some way. Some titles get updated to 4K, which unfortunately they didn't make any announcements about that in this update. But the idea of taking games that are locked at 30 frames and bumping them up to 60 or all the way to 120 is amazing, because this generation for me, and I've been saying this for a long time, is all about frame rate. And that frame rate improvement going from 30 to 60 makes the games more enjoyable to play. So even though I don't really play backwards compatibility titles a lot, if Xbox went back and updated some of those games to 30 to 60, like Red Dead Redemption 2, I would 100% consider playing it again. So the technology and Microsoft's dedication to backwards compatibility and improving it should be commended by everybody. The only real drawback and criticism that I have about this announcement is the games they decided to go with for the initial batch. We have Far Cry 4, which came out in 2014, and Watch Dogs 2, which released in 2016. We have new Super Lucky's Tale, which I think released last year. We have Sniper Elite 4, which came out in 2017, and UFC 4, which released last autumn. But when you consider that this is just the beginning and more titles will be added to the FPS Boost program in the coming months and years, that criticism kind of largely just fades away. Sure, the initial title announcements won't generate much excitement, but the overall package and magic of FPS Boost and what it's going to bring in the future is something that is surely going to be exciting. I also really like the way that Microsoft is giving consumers choice here, that FPS Boost is an option that you can turn on and off like Auto HDR. If you feel like playing Watch Dogs 2 as it was originally intended at 30 frames per second, you can just toggle FPS Boost off. But if you want to play it at silky smooth 60 frames, then you have that option, and I think that's pretty damn cool. But if you want more technical detail about how all this works, make sure you go check out Digital Foundry's video. They always do a great job breaking down this stuff. But I have to recommend everybody check out my buddy Colt Eastwood. He did an interview with Jason Ronald of Xbox, where Colt got to ask a lot of interesting questions about the criteria of the games chosen, and if they had to get approval from developers before they go into FPS Boost and how it all works. Please support Colt Eastwood. He's a really good friend of mine, and he is an amazing content creator. Check out his interview with Jason Ronald. So let me know what you think about FPS Boost in the comments below, and what titles you hope to see Xbox bring from 30 frames to 60 or 120 frames in the future. So the final bit of news in this video today is all about the new Xbox wireless headset that Microsoft announced yesterday, and coincidentally, they showed it off during the original Power Your Dreams trailer all the way back in October. It was something hidden in plain sight, just like the Xbox Series S was with Phil Spencer during many interviews where it was behind him on a shelf, but nobody knew what to look for. So Microsoft is saying that this Xbox wireless headset has best in-class audio performance, where you can experience high-quality audio with a low latency, 100% wireless connection to your Xbox console without the need for a dongle or base station. Supports spatial sound technologies including Windows Sonic, Dolby Atmos, and DTS Headphone X for realism and audio precision that fully surrounds you. It's also comfortable and intuitive design. Play comfortably for hours with the ultra-soft ear cups, lightweight design, and customizable fit. The rotating ear cup dials of the new Xbox wireless headset provide an intuitive way to change value and game chat and balance. Quickly adjust and get back to the game. Fully adjustable mic tucks up and out of the way when not in use. It also has crystal clear chat. Voice isolation focuses the mic on your voice to reduce background noise, and when you aren't talking, the auto mute feature automatically mutes your microphone so you keep comms channels clear, while the manual mute button gives you a privacy option when you need it. And this headset is tailored to you. You can use the Xbox Accessories app to fine-tune the audio controls, including equalizer settings, bass boost, auto mute sensitivity, and mic monitoring levels. Paired directly to your console with Xbox wireless radio without the need for a dongle, cable, or base station, and connect to your mobile device with Bluetooth to listen to music or chat while on the go. Now I gotta say, they absolutely nailed the look of this wireless headset. It looks really cool to the point where I almost decided to purchase it for the $100 price point, even though I have a pair of Astro A50s that I paid something like $350 for that I use on my Series X and PlayStation 5. I almost bought these just because of how cool they were, and I still might, because this headset does work on PCs, and honestly, I do need a headset for my PC. One of the other features that I found really cool about this headset was how it connects directly to the Xbox so you can hear your game, but then you can connect to Bluetooth, so essentially your phone, and talk to people in a Discord chat. So playing your game while talking to people in Discord. I know Discord integration is something a lot of people have wanted on Xbox for a while, and this headset would be a nice, easy solution to that problem. So this Xbox wireless headset will be releasing on March 16th for $100. Let me know if you're interested in picking it up. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell if you want to be notified immediately whenever I drop a new video like this. Make sure to share this out on social media or tell a friend about the channel. If you want to take your support even further, you can always hit that join button where you will get access to channel badges and emotes for the Xbox 2 podcast we do every single Friday with Jez Corden from Windows Central. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who take the time out of your day to do so, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.